Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're embarking on a really fascinating journey, I think. We're exploring Kundalini.
Right. Often called she who is coiled. It's understood as this dormant divine energy.
Yeah.
Serpent-like, they say.
Okay.
Located right at the base of your spine in what's known as the Muladhara chakra, the root chakra.
A root chakra, right. So it's not just energy, but potential.
Exactly. Think of it like the blueprint for your highest potential. It's there, but it needs the right conditions, the right code, almost, to activate.
That's a really interesting way to put it. So it's inherent in us, capable of real inner shifts.
That's the idea. Profound shifts.
Okay. So in this deep dive, we're going to look at, well, its existence, the stories around it, the chakras involved, the whole awakening process.
And we'll draw on some ancient texts, too, like the Shiv Purana and the Vigyan Tantra.
Great. So let's unpack this first part. Coiled at the base of the spine. What does that literally mean?
Well, Kundalini itself means she who is coiled. The traditional image is a serpent coiled 3.5 times.
3.5 times. Okay.
Right there in the Muladhara chakra. That coiling signifies its dormant state, like a reservoir of untapped power.
So this potent force is just waiting.
Precisely. Waiting for the right moment, the right conditions. Ancient texts, you mentioned the Shiv Purana, also the Hatha Yoga Pradipika, Devi Bhagavatam. They all talk about it. They describe it as this fundamental, latent divine power, the core life force, really.
Yeah.
Shakti, the dynamic energy, but dormant.
Wow. So this isn't some new age trend. It's got deep roots.
Very deep. Centuries old.
Our sources mentioned a story, Maharishi Vashishta and Raja Janak. What's the takeaway there?
Ah, yes. Maharishi Vashishta told the king that Kundalini is like a seed.
A seed.
Yeah. A seed holds the potential for a whole tree, right? But it needs the right soil, water, time.
Okay, I see.
So Kundalini is similar. It awakens, it sprouts with the right time and the right practices. It's not something you force, it unfolds.
A seed of potential. I like that analogy. It feels very grounded. So this energy, it's meant to move, right?
Yeah.
Upwards. Tell us about the chakras.
Yes, exactly. The ascent of Kundalini is described as this journey through 7 main energy centers, the chakras.
7.
Each one represents a different stage, you could say, in the evolution of your consciousness. It's not literally climbing stairs, but more like unlocking different aspects of your human experience.
Right, mapping consciousness. Okay, so can you list them out for us? Starting from the bottom.
Sure. It begins at Muladhara, the root. That's our grounding, stability.
Okay.
Then, moving up, you have Swadhisthana, the sacral chakra. Think creativity, emotions, pleasure.
Uh-huh.
Next is Manipura, the solar plexus. That's your willpower, confidence, personal power.
Right.
Then comes Anahata, the heart chakra. Love, compassion, connection. Very important.
The heart, yes.
After that, Vishuddha, the throat chakra. Communication, expression, truth. Then Ajna, the third eye. Intuition, wisdom, inner knowing.
The third eye.
And finally, right at the top, Sahasrara, the crown chakra. Connection, transcendence, realizing oneness.
That's quite a mac. And you mentioned these centers connect to old stories, like Bhagarath.
Absolutely. The story of Bhagirath's intense penance, his tapasya, is often associated with the Anahata chakra region, the heart.
Okay.
His deep compassion, his determination, that's what supposedly moved the heavens and brought the Ganga down to earth. It shows the transformative power located right there in the heart center.
Beautiful. So these aren't just points, they're like symbolic landscapes.
Exactly. Landscapes for inner work, for transformation.
And Ajna, the third eye. You mentioned Shiv and Shakti meeting there.
Yes, the Ajna chakra is seen as this crucial meeting point. Shakti, the dynamic energy, meets Shiv, the pure, still consciousness.
Ah, okay.
It's where these two, often separate in our daily lives, start to consciously merge. This leads to, well, heightened awareness, insight, much deeper intuition.
And the final goal, reaching Sahasrara, the crown. What happens then?
When Kundalini reaches Sahasrara, it's said to unite fully with that divine consciousness. This is the experience of moksha, liberation.
Liberation. So not just freedom from rebirth cycle.
It's deeper than that, usually. It's realizing your true nature, your connection to everything. Merging with the source, you could say.
Wow. So the chakra journey is really a map of spiritual evolution. Let's shift to mythology again. Devi Sati and Parvati. How does that story fit in?
Right. The story of Sati, her union with Shiv, her self-immolation and rebirth as Parvati. It's seen as a powerful symbol of the Kundalini process.
How so?
Well, Sati's initial connection with Shiv is like the dormant potential. Then, as Parvati, her intense, focused penance to win Shiv back that mirrors the effort, the devotion needed to awaken Kundalini.
Ah, the tapasya, the intense practice.
Exactly. Her dedication, her discipline, it's a direct parallel to the kind of sustained effort you see in yogic practices aimed at awakening this energy. It's that feminine energy striving to reunite with consciousness.
That makes sense. And her rigorous penance really drives home the dedication needed.
It does. It's not a casual thing. It requires real commitment.
And what about Kali Ma? Such a powerful image. How does she relate?
Kali Ma embodies that raw, primal life force. Fierce, dynamic, transformative. She dispels ignorance, darkness. That fundamental, untamed energy is often equated with awakened Kundalini. Her awakening signifies inner power, overcoming negativity, illusion. It's a very potent symbol for that unleashed energy within.
A fierce, transformative power within us. Okay, moving from mythology, how does this ancient yogic idea connect with, say, modern science? Is there any overlap?
It's interesting. Modern science does acknowledge bioelectrical activity, particularly at the base of the spine, and neural signals go into the brain.
Yeah.
So you could see the yogic idea of Kundalini as maybe a spiritual interpretation of some underlying biological reality. The language is totally different, of course.
Right, different frameworks.
And the yogic model includes concepts of energy and consciousness that science, well, currently can't really measure or easily engage with.
Yeah.
But there's a potential point of, let's say, resonance.
A resonance, okay. And specific yogic practices, how do they work with this energy?
Hatha yoga has specific techniques. Pranayama, for instance, breathing exercises to regulate life force, prana.
Breathing, okay.
Then there are bandhas energy locks, like Mula band, engaging the pelvic floor to direct energy upwards. Uddiyana band, the abdominal lift. Jalandhar band, the chin lock.
Right, I've heard of those locks.
And Mudras, specific hand gestures that influence energy flow. It's all designed to purify the energy channels, the nadis, and create the right conditions for Kundalini to rise safely.
It sounds very systematic. Body, breath, energy. And Swami Sivananda, he had a strong statement.
He did, a very direct statement. He said, Kundalini is not a myth. I have seen it, I have felt it.
Wow. Seen it and felt it.
Yeah. Coming from someone like him, a respected teacher, that firsthand testimony really underscores that for many practitioners, this is a tangible, real experience, not just theory.
That direct experience carries a lot of weight. So for listeners interested in this, how should they approach it safely?
The absolute key thing is understanding it's generally seen as a natural process, sometimes divine. It's not something to be forced or aggressively pursued.
All right, no forcing.
It often arises more spontaneously through things like love, deep faith, consistent meditation that cultivates inner stillness and creating the right environment, essentially.
So preparing the ground, not trying to grab the energy, what kind of daily practices might help prepare gently?
General practices are good. Mantra chanting can help, like Om Namah Shivaya or Soham, specific pranayama, but done gently, like Nadi Shodhana. Alternate nostril breathing, maybe Pastrika, billows breath, but again, carefully and with awareness.
Okay.
Kundalini meditation itself. But crucially, this should ideally be learned from an experienced guru or teacher.
A guru.
Also, seva, selfless service. And adopting a sattvic lifestyle, that means a diet and way of living that promotes clarity, peace, think fresh foods, mindfulness.
You emphasize the guru. Why is guidance so critical here?
Well, the Kundalini journey can involve intense experiences. Unexpected things can arise. A qualified guru provides personalized guidance. They help you navigate challenges safely.
I see.
They ensure the process unfolds harmoniously based on your individual readiness. Their experience is invaluable in understanding and integrating these powerful energies. It prevents potential imbalances.
So definitely not a DIY project, especially at the start. What might someone actually feel if Kundalini starts to awaken? What are the signs?
The signs can vary a lot from person to person, really unique experiences, but some common ones are reported.
Like what?
Things like tingling or a crawling sensation up the spine. Sometimes intense heat or cold in the body, not related to the room temperature. Spontaneous movements can happen, body postures or gestures called kriyas that just arise on their own.
Without trying.
Without conscious control, yeah.
Yeah.
Also, emotional releases, sudden crying, laughing, anger, surfacing. It's like a purging of old stuff.
Emotional purging. Okay.
And sometimes, unprompted feelings of intense bliss, joy, ecstasy, or maybe tears, but not sad tears, more like tears of deep feeling or connection.
Wow. Quite a range. Our notes mention Yogi Anandamayi Ma as an extraordinary case.
Yes, her story is remarkable. She apparently showed signs of fully awakened Kundalini from a very young age.
Without training.
Without any formal yoga practice or specific training, reportedly, her awareness just seemed to arise spontaneously. Her life is often pointed to as an example of how this potential can awaken naturally, innately.
An amazing example. Given all this potential intensity, let's talk precautions. What's the main warning?
The main warning, again, is don't try to force it. Don't play with this energy.
Right.
Trying to manipulate it, especially if you're unprepared or lack proper guidance, can genuinely lead to problems. Mental imbalance, emotional turmoil, even physical issues. It needs respect.
That's a serious caution. So what kind of preparation is really needed?
It's really holistic preparation. You need to prepare the body, often through practices like yoga asanas, making it strong and stable.
Okay, the physical body.
Then the mind, calming it, focusing it through meditation, mindfulness, making it less chaotic.
Mind preparation.
And the heart, cultivating devotion, surrender, an attitude of trust and allowing, rather than striving and grasping. Patience is key. Self-awareness, too.
Body, mind, and heart. A full preparation. How does all this ancient wisdom connect to life today in the 21st century? Is it still relevant?
Oh, absolutely relevant. You see people from all kinds of backgrounds experiencing shifts. IT professionals, artists, teachers, people in demanding fields finding this inner power awakening.
Really? How does it help them?
It can lead to things like enhanced creativity, much better focus, sharper intuition, a deeper sense of inner peace, resilience. These are incredibly valuable in navigating modern life, aren't they?
Definitely. So it's practical, not just spiritual in an abstract sense.
Very practical. It's about unlocking your inner resources.
There was an anecdote about Steve Jobs. How does that fit in?
All right, Steve Jobs' trips to India, specifically visiting Neem Karoli Baba's ashram, are well known. He himself said, that trip changed my inner world. Now, he didn't talk explicitly about Kundalini as far as we know, but that profound inner shift he described. It's plausible, perhaps, that this experience tapped into something deep.
Like it unlocked potential.
Maybe contributed to his incredible creativity, his visionary thinking, his intuition, qualities that some might link to an awakening of that inner potential, that Shakti energy. It's an interesting thought.
A fascinating connection to consider.
Yeah.
Okay, as we wrap up this deep dive on Kundalini, what are the main takeaways?
I think the main thing is that Kundalini represents this profound, somewhat mysterious source of power within us all. It's dormant potential.
Right.
It offers a path to deep transformation, connecting us to our true selves, expanding our awareness. It's not necessarily easy. It requires respect, patience, often guidance. But awakening this energy can bring incredible growth, personally and spiritually, impacting every part of life.
A powerful reminder of what might lie within. And next time, what are we diving into?
Next time, we're going deeper into the chakras, unlocking your inner universe. We'll really explore each energy center individually.
Oh, great.
Look at their specific energies, what blocks them, and how we might work towards unlocking their full potential.
Sounds like the perfect follow-up. So in the meantime, we really encourage you, our listeners, to be mindful, maybe explore your own inner potential gently. And if you enjoyed this, please do subscribe so you don't miss our next exploration.